had delusion, girl. I caught the delusion. I was so like mad at myself. I hate it. So bright. You can see it's reflecting orange onto my face. Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the Smash Knits Knitting Podcast. I am very excited to be here with you guys today. We are on our 13th episode, which is kind of exciting, which means that like it's been over a year, like just over a year that I started this channel, and I'm just, super excited to get back into it. Life has been a little crazy lately, you know, and just like life just decides to throw you a curveball and you just have to deal with it. So that's what I have been doing, which is why you haven't seen me in a little bit, so I'm sorry for that, but I am feeling much better and ready to get back on track. So today I've only got one finished object. I've got some whips, some kind of very much like dopamine cast-ons, definitely. But hey, sometimes you just gotta do that, you know, sometimes you just gotta cast on because you want to, and that's okay. And you know, I think that's all right for everyone. I feel like everyone just needs a good dopamine cast on. You know, I know as knitters, as crocheters, as, you know, fiber artists, we always like to start a new project, but yeah, I think it's totally all right. Now, before I get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Boonwurrung people of the Kulin Nation, and pay my respects to the elders past and present. Alrighty, so now that is done, let's get into it. I feel like I'm accidentally speed running this episode, but I think I'm just excited. Like I haven't sat down, I haven't done this in a while. I know I have been to Bendigo and a lot of people have been releasing their Bendigo vlogs, which I have been watching and loving. And, you know, I went myself and I did take my vlog camera and I did vlog, but I haven't like sat down and actually edited it like really. I'm not big into editing and sometimes it takes me a long time to kind of figure out what I'm doing. So that's why you haven't seen a Bendigo vlog, and that's why this episode, traditional podcast episode, is coming before it. I will have it released after this, but I don't think it'll be very long. You know, I like to keep them short and sweet, but I have a massive haul. You know, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen all of the yarn I got from Bendigo, but if you don't, feel free to go check out my Instagram page. It's smash.knits, and there I give you a bit more regular updates about what I'm knitting and, you know, stuff I bought and things like that, and just pictures of my finished objects and all that. So feel free to head over there and check that out if you aren't already following. And if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, my name's Ash and I release, you know, monthly podcast episodes about knitting, and here we just talk about all things knitting, yarn related. We have a good time, so feel free to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to you know, give it a thumbs up. That always helps me out and helps the channel out. But yeah, thanks guys for coming along. I know you guys have been so patient and I'm so excited to get into this one. So as soon as I got back from Bendigo, I was so keen to cast on a pair of socks with some new yarn that I had bought. I bought a lot of sock yarn there. It's just like so easy and grabbable, and they always, you know, have the most interesting colors. And I couldn't get out of my mind this one particular yarn that I got from Ziggo Zago. So they had a store there, and they're like a local yarn store, I think in like Castlemaine. And the yarn that I got is this beautiful, I'll show you, this really cool kind of peachy pink with like orange and purple speckles throughout. And this here is the Toe Matin yarns toe sock 75, and it's in this color called Bolero. And as soon as I saw this color, I was obsessed. I had to have it. I don't know why. I have been super attracted to kind of like bright pastels, which you can kind of like tell from my nails. Yeah, I was obsessed with this, and it reminded me of sea anemones, like the colors of sea anemones and like sea creatures. So I was kind of getting that vibe. And when I thought of that, I thought, oh, sea anemones, like I wonder if I can kind of tie that into the type of sock pattern that I'm going to use for it. And so I decided that, you know, what is more kind of see an enemy than like a frilly sock. So I decided to cast on the Midnight Dancer Socks by Sari Nordlund. Now this had been on my like want to knit for quite a while. I really like frills. My friend Petra, she knits a lot of frilly socks, and I always just like thought they were going to be really hard to do, so I kind of like steered away from them. But I decided, oh, like the Midnight Dancer socks are good because the frills are only at the top, and you didn't have to pick up any stitches, and the rest is just like a plain vanilla sock. So as soon as I got over that, I could just like go on with a plain vanilla sock, because I've been knitting some lace socks and some textured socks, and I was kind of like, you know, even after my I was doing color work with my Lume sweater, and I was doing like a lot of cables with my turtle dove shawl, because I was kind of getting really sick of sitting there and reading a pattern and not being able to just watch TV and knit. So I thought these would be a great kind of fun, you know, fun little knit. And so I've got them here for you now. Oh my god, aren't they so cute? They are literally the cutest sock I have ever made in my entire life. I probably said that about all my socks, but I just think they're so cute. And yeah, like, don't they just remind you of a sea anemone? Like, don't they just give sea anemone vibes? So you've got like the cute little frill, which is so cute, and you can really see that like the bright like neon speckles and those purple speckles. And I think the variegation in this yarn, especially in this color Bolero, oh, it's just beautiful. I just love it. It's just so cute. Don't mind my end. I haven't like fully chopped. I've weaved it in, I promise. But it's so cute. And in this pattern, she actually gives you a few options for the different types of heels you want to do. So you can do like a normal slip stitch heel like I've done there, which I prefer because it's just like, it's what I'm used to. So I don't really have to think about it too much. Like I still have to refer to the pattern here and there, but it's something I don't really have to think about. And then I think she did like, there's a short row heel option in there as well. And then super simple, you just knit all the way down to the toe, and then you just do like normal toe decreases. It's so cute. I absolutely love, love, love this sock. I am so obsessed. I have made the other one. You can see it here, but I just haven't blocked it. So it looks a bit like raggedy, especially the heel looks a bit like misshapen. You can kind of see if I hold it up. Like, yeah. You can see the difference blocking makes. Definitely, especially with the stitch definition. Like, look how good this is. You know, just giving you the full rundown. I know some people don't block their socks, and I get it. Like, it's a sock, it's going in your foot, it's going in a boot, but it just like makes such a difference. Like, one's way more drapey. I just think it makes such a difference, okay? If this is the hill I will die on. This is like me on my soapbox being like, block your socks. But anyway, yeah, I really love the yarn as well. I had a really good time knitting with it because it's one of those, it's a 3-ply fingering yarn. I don't know if you're going to be able to even see that. But it's a 3-ply fingering yarn, and it's just really nice and plump. It feels really good to knit with. It's lovely and soft. It is 75% merino and 25% nylon, and you get 425 meters in 100 gram skein. So I used about 61 grams of yarn to make these socks. Yeah, so I still have like, about 40 grams, 39 grams left over if I wanted to, you know, do color work on another sock, or if I wanted to do, another like something else, like maybe some shorties or something like that do definitely work. Now, I knit the size medium. When I do like a normal stockinette sock, I like to knit a size medium, and I used 2.25 millimeter needles. Now, one thing I will say about this sock pattern is that it is very clear. The instructions are very easy. However, you have to prepare yourself for doing this frill. So you have to cast on quite a lot of stitches at the start so that you can decrease gradually to make this frill. But you have to cast on a lot of stitches. So it's over 200 stitches that you have to cast on. So it doesn't fit on a normal 9-inch circular needle like I use, which means that I don't particularly know really well how to knit magic loop, but that would probably be the best way to do this, because I ended up using my double pointed needles and it worked, but it was very fiddly and it was very annoying. And it feels like this part, because it's just so many stitches, it does feel like it takes a long time. Like it's only like, you know, I don't even know, like 5 to 7, I have no idea. It's only like a very short amount of rows. It's under 10 rows to do that actual cuff part. So it's actually like less rows than a standard cuff, that like a rib cuff that I would usually do. However, because it's so many stitches, it just feels like it does take a little longer than you would like. But as soon as you get over that hump, as soon as that's done, then it's just like easy peasy normal knitting. No issues from then on. Yeah, I absolutely love these. I knit them just long enough to peek outside of my boots, which was about 60-ish rows. Like after doing the cuff, it was about 60-ish rows, between 60 and 70, so that it would stick out from my boots. And I just think they're so cute and super fun and just give me like major sea anemone vibes, which I love. So these are very fun, and I didn't get stuck on Sock Island. I made both of them. Woo! So very, very happy about that. Now we get into the whips. So this whip I have been keeping in my Patel Knits project bag, which I love. It's just perfect for like medium to large size projects. And I've been wanting to make this one as well for a while. I've been looking for a good vest pattern, but it has kind of taken me a while because I've been so picky about what I want. And the vest that I wanted to make is a bottom up, like a sewn vest pattern. And I have never done bottom up, and I have never sewn together any knitting. I've always done stuff in the round or where I've picked up stitches. I've never sewn anything. And I know that's pretty much how like a lot of knitting patterns, like especially like not more recent ones, have been designed. So a lot of experienced knitters probably like look at me like, what? Like that's what all we used to do. Well, not me. I'm new and I haven't done that yet. But I had heard that when you sew together your knitting, instead of like knitting the round or picking up stitches, that the structural integrity is better. So I thought I'll give it a go because this is the pattern I want to use. And the pattern I am talking about is the Very Varied Vest by Lydia Morrow. Or Morrow. I'm not too sure how to pronounce that. Sorry. And this is a really interesting pattern because it's one of those patterns that are like a multi-pattern. So it has multiple different options and styles that you can make. So you can either do like a V-neck or a round neck. You can do it where it's like flat, or like there's no split in the front, or you can do it with like a split, so it's more like an open vest. And then if you do decide to do the open vest, you can do it like with buttons, or you can do it with I-cord ties. So all those instructions are in there. She even has incorporated instructions for doing like intarsia, for doing like additional short rows for like bust shaping. So she has 2 sizes for that as well. So yeah, it's a really great size inclusive pattern. And if you are new to the channel and you don't already know, I pretty much exclusively knit size inclusive garments, which means I exclusively knit garments that cater for a 60-inch bust size before any positive or negative ease. So yes, it's a really great size inclusive pattern. And I decided to knit the version with the V-neck, and like it's flat, so it's like all connected. There's no split in the front or anything like that. Let's show you what I'm actually been working on. She has you start at the back and do the back panel first. So this is what I got. Try and shake it. Like try and spread it out so you can really see. But yeah, so this is what I've got so far. So you start at the bottom, then you shape the underarms, and then you shape the neck. And I am knitting this in the Noro Soft Silk Solo, which you would have seen, like, I think on my last video I showed it as an acquisition, and I was so keen to cast it on. I didn't want to wait, obviously. And I had run out of yarn for my Lume sweater. I have to get more yarn, and so I was kind of like in a standstill with that, and I was like, I'm gonna just cast it on and have fun. So I've got the band here, which is just 1x1 ribbing, and then I'm holding the Noro, which I'll show you. The Noro Silk Garden Sock Solo, and this is in the color 16T, which is this beautiful kind of like greeny, tealy, it's got a bit of purple in there, got a little bit of everything color. And then I decided to hold it with the Little Woollie Makes Lacy Fluff in this color Fresh, which is this beautiful, fluffy, bright green mohair. Absolutely obsessed with it. As soon as I saw these, I knew they would be great together, and I think they look great together. I think like the effect looks so cool. Like the Noro is very cool, of course, but I think the combination of the two together really brings out those beautiful greeny, tealy, turquoisey colors that come out in the Noro and give it a bit of fluff, which is fun. Kind of see there. Now, the Noro Silk Garden Sock Solo, they come in 100 gram balls, and you get 300 meters in each ball. So I bought 3 of these, so I have 900, and that's about what I use to make like a cropped vest. This is a very cropped vest pattern, so it doesn't take up as much yarn as a long vest. So I thought 900 would definitely be enough. So this yarn is a sport weight. It's a 5-ply, and you get 40% wool, 25% silk, 25% nylon, and 10% mohair. And I thought because it had the mohair in it, it would pair really well with this. Like, it would be very grabby and just blend really well. And this one here is lace. It's 2-ply, 70% mohair, and 30% silk, and you get 400 meters in 50 grams. Now I bought 2 of these because that's all they had. That's all I actually had at Little Woolies when I was there. So I bought 2, hoping that that will be enough. It's 800 meters, so it is 100 meters less than what I've got in the Noro. However, in an attempt to kind of play it safe and not have to buy another one of these, I decided that it might be beneficial to just knit, like if I'm doing the ribbing, to do the ribbing without any of the mohair. And I think that'll actually be beneficial in 2 ways, because 1, obviously I'm not using as much mohair, but 2, when I do like all of the ribbing on the arms, especially around the neck, that I won't get as itchy from the fluff, because I don't really like mohair against my skin, and that kind of means that like, oh cool, I won't have mohair right up against my neck. It might be less itchy, and therefore it will be more wearable, but because it's in the main body of the vest will still be really nice and warm. So that's my kind of like rationalization of how to get around that and why to do that like that. The way she has you connect these, I think she wants you to do like a 3 needle bind off, and this is the back. I think I already said that, but that's the back. I have started on the front. I am in the middle of a row, so sorry, but the front ribbing essentially is just like exactly the same as the back. With like, I get a little worried with multi patterns because there are multiple instructions for the different types. I do worry that it might be a bit confusing, that I might accidentally knit like the wrong section for the wrong view that I want. But luckily, the way that she lays it out is she kind of like coordinates, like she like pairs a color with the type of option that you want to knit. So you just like follow the instructions for that color so that you don't get mixed up, and you make sure that you're following the correct instructions. So that's really good. I really was a bit scared when I first opened the pattern because there's a lot of pages and it looks kind of hectic, but if you just take it step by step rather than like trying to understand it all before you start, I think that's the best way to go. Now I am using 3.75 millimeter needles for the main body and 3 millimeter needles for the ribbing. I accidentally made a mistake. It's actually meant to be 3.25 millimeters for the ribbing. However, on the Ravelry page, it says 3 millimeters for the ribbing, and in the pattern it says 3.25. So I just like quickly checked the Ravelry to check the needle size rather than like scrolling all the way back up to the start of the pattern, and that's why I'm doing it. It's not a gauge thing, but I think it looks fine. I don't think it looks like too drastic. Like I think because it's Noro tends to have like a lot of it's not completely even, like you can kind of see. Let me see if I can show you. Like the Noro tends to vary greatly depending on like where in the ball you're knitting, so the tension is bound to be a bit off. I'm definitely getting more stitches per 10 centimeters, but I don't mind if it's a bit looser. This is like quite a tight fitting cropped vest, so if it's a little bit looser, it's really not the end of the world for me. I'll survive. But I really love it so far. I'm really like keen to wear this. You can see I'm very excited because again, I have matched my nails. They're like got flames on them. Isn't that so cool? Like, sorry, but like nail flex moment. When I was going through a hectic time, I decided to like binge watch all of the Fast and Furious movies. I didn't watch them all. I got up to 8. There's 10. That's a lot of Fast and Furious content, and I was just like vibing my Fast and Furious life. So I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get flames on my nails and I'm gonna have them match my knitting. So yeah, that just tells you a little bit about the person that I am, embarrassingly. Another thing I want to mention about this pattern is that this is quite an expensive pattern compared to other patterns I've bought before. This pattern is £15, Great British pounds, which works out to be about $30 Australian, which is very expensive for a pattern, I must say. However, it is a multi-pattern, so you do get, a multiple patterns in one, essentially. And she does offer discount codes for like 33% off and 50% off for low income customers. So it's not totally inaccessible if you can't afford to pay $30 for a pattern, fair enough. But I like that she has those options for people who might not be able to afford that high price tag. I just realized I didn't talk about my needles. Every single time I do this, I always forget to talk about my needles. Like I mention the needle size, but don't mention the needles that I'm using. So to knit my socks, I use Chiagu red lace 9-inch circular needles. And then for most of my other knitting, I use my Lantern Moon wood needles, which I love, which are really, really great. These are the 3.75 size. And they are just a standard circular needles, but they're like the nylon cord. And I really, really love these. They're super smooth. They don't give me any troubles, and I feel like they're just very, very luxurious needles. I feel like these are very much fancy needles for me. These are the first needles that I got, and I just because I like the variety of sizes. Like I feel like with some Chiagu sets, they have like really odd sizes. Like they have a 3.25, a 3.5, a 3.75, but not a 3. Or they have, like weird sizes where they don't have like the round numbers. So I like the Lantern Moon sets because they do like have those round numbers. However, they only go, like the smallest they go is it's a 3 millimeter. They don't go any smaller than that. So that's where the Chiagus and other brands better in terms of like those really small lace needles, which I want to get a set of as well, because like those frilly socks, I would like to do magic loop, but again, I'm not very experienced, and two, I just don't have needles small enough to be able to do that. But yes, I just wanted to mention my needles because I always forget. They're really good. They're like very hard wood. They're ebony wood, so they're very, very hard and very smooth, and they never catch. They're great. And in terms of the yarn as well, like the feel, the Noro isn't like super soft like a Superwash. However, it's not like terribly rough either. I think it's like a nice texture. It feels like not rustic at all. I wouldn't call it rustic at all. And then of course, paired with the mohair, it's just silky smooth, super lovely and soft. This whip is a bit of a unique one, not because it's something I haven't knit before. This is again another sock. I know, I've just been wanting the little joys in life, don't hate me. But it's a bit different. So Summer Lee, who you all know by now if you've watched any of my episodes, she is a great sock pattern designer. She's like literally ride or die for socks. Love her, and I love all of her colors, everything like that. But what is really cool is she just released this thing called the Colorwork Cuff Club. So essentially what it is, and I'm going to try and explain this as best as I can, but you pay like one time for the Colorwork Cuff Club pattern, and this comes with like a base sock pattern, so like a vanilla sock pattern, and Colorwork cuff charts that you can kind of like input into the pattern. But the idea is that you only pay this one time, and each month you get a new Colorwork chart to input into base pattern, which is really cool. So each month she'll release a new Colorwork cuff. So, and because it's just the cuff, it's not like you have to knit a whole sock. So it's really, really fun. Now, this is the first month that she's doing it in August. So she actually added on a bonus Colorwork cuff. So there's 2 Colorwork charts in this one, and she's actually offering it at a discounted price. So she's offering it at 12 USD, which is about 20 Australian dollars. And then she did say that she will probably, like for Halloween or things like that, end up releasing like bonus charts as well. So the idea is that you're meant to get like 12 charts for a year off this one price, but she said that she's going to add in bonus ones, so you'll get actually better value for money. So that's pretty cool. So it's like cool, that's like not a subscription, that it's just like a one-time payment, that's it for a whole year. And I really like that idea. You know, I always wanted to try Colorwork in socks, but I never wanted to like, you know, do the whole thing, because I know there's this one designer called Stone Knits, and she has the most beautiful Colorwork socks. She has like bees and strawberries and flowers, and they're so cute, but I just like can't at this time commit to an entire Colorwork pair of socks. Whereas a cuff, I can do that. But in this round, she did like kind of like a granny crochet pattern, and then she also did this beautiful like mid-century modern flower chart, and I was so excited for that one, so I decided to do that one. So here we go, and I don't know if you'll see it properly because it's a bit scrunched up, but here we go. You can kind of see the flower pattern, and it's so cute. I think it's so sweet. I love it. And the yarn that I'm using is Spun Right Round Tough Sock, and the main body color, so this kind of like duck egg blue with these beautiful speckles, is called A Wink and a Nod. I've got it here on my ball holder. It's called A Wink and a Nod, and it's just, yeah, like I said, this beautiful duck egg blue with these brown like and orangey amber colors, and then you've got that lovely grello that I love so much, and then the grello which you can see like, oh, they just like pair so well together. This grello color, which I hope is coming up like not so mustardy and actually gives you that beautiful green, this is called Mantis. And if you watch my episode where I bought this, I was like a woman possessed, honestly. I bought 3 of these skeins. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of them, but I am obsessed with this color. I absolutely love it. And I've been waiting desperately to find a pattern to perfectly, you know, to do justice to these yarns And when I saw that Colorwork cuff, I was like, yep, that's it. That's what I want to do. So the Spun Right Round Tough Sock is a light fingering, so it's a 3-ply, and it is 75% merino, 25% nylon, and you get 423 meters per 100 grams. So yeah, pretty normal for a sock, and I really like it. I like, 3-ply sock yarn is pretty nice to work with because it's pretty round, it's pretty plump. Sorry, I don't mean to sniffle. But yeah, like I really like, I'm just like wrap it around so you can see. I really like, it's very even. It's lovely to work with. It's soft. Tough Sock by Spun Right Round, like, is really nice to work with. I've made a lace sock out of it before. And I just love their colorways. Like, oh my God. Spun Right Round knows me and knows what I like, and they do it so well. So to give you a bit more information about the pattern, or the base sock pattern has 2x1 ribbing, which has quickly become my favorite type of ribbing. And then you just knit stockinette for a few rows until you get into the color work. And then the color work is knit on larger needles. So you knit everything in like 2.25 and then you knit the color work in 2.75. Lucky I had that needle already in my stash, or I would have been a bit screwed and I had to wait, which I hate waiting. I'm very impatient when it comes to my knitting. But the first time I actually knit this is the second attempt that I've done at this. Nothing to do with the pattern, solely because of me. Like I said before with my Midnight Dancer socks, I usually knit like a size medium, which is 64 stitch cast on usually. And that fits my feet pretty well. However, I found with colorwork and lace or like things with texture and stuff like that, I'm better off doing a large. But for some apparent reason, I was in like delusion land. Like I was suffering from delusion. And I thought for some reason that a medium would be fine and that my colorwork wouldn't be so tight, even though I have such high arches. Like, I had delusion, girl. I caught the delusion. And so I knit the whole colorwork cuff and I put it on some scrap yarn, tried to put it on over my foot. Nah, wasn't happening, wasn't fitting. Nah, no dice. I was so like mad at myself because I knew the whole time I was knitting, I knew the whole time that I had made the wrong decision, that I shouldn't have knit the medium, I should have gone up a size. But I was just like, no, I've already started the cuff. I might as well just keep going. Idiot. Yeah, I really thought that 2.75 millimeter was really going to make it so that it went over my big feet, but it didn't. So this is the second time I've knit this. Yeah, this is my second attempt, and I knit it in a size large. Hopefully this will fit. I haven't put this over my foot. I'm honestly too scared to. I don't want to have to knit this for a third time. If this doesn't fit and I do have to knit this a third time, I will probably do it in a different color because just to make it a bit more interesting. I think three times in a row is a bit much. But yeah, the colorwork chart was really easy. It was really simple because it's only, this much of the actual sock. It actually didn't take too long. I would say if you have like a whole day off and you can just like sit there and knit, especially if you're able to hold two colors and like a color in your right hand and a color in your left hand, then it's a lot easier, a lot quicker. I am like an English style knitter in the sense that I hold my yarn in my right hand. So doing colorwork knitting is a bit more fiddly for me. Does take a little bit longer, but even so, it worked out. It's actually not that long. And now I just get to knit a fun vanilla sock that I've done a million times. Easy peasy. So super in love with it. And I'm kind of tempted to do another pair, but the opposite. So do like the main color as this beautiful grello color, and then do the rest and do like the color work, in this beautiful duck egg. It's just so cute. I'm super happy with it. I'm super excited to wear these. Like these will definitely be the coolest socks one of the coolest pairs I own, because it's also my first colorwork sock really. I don't really count the stripes as like colorwork because it's not, well, This is my first stranded colorwork, I guess I should say. And the floats are I think the floats are all right. Like, there are a few points in which you have to catch floats, but she does have in her videos like a tutorial of how to do that. And yeah, I think the floats look pretty good as well. You know, tried to make sure that they were loose enough to give it a bit of stretch, but again, we'll see. We will see. Oh, and I should mention, like, a lot of the stitch markers I use are Mavis Castle Maine. So I picked these ones up at Bendigo as well. These are cute little, like a ghost, like a love heart eye ghost. So sweet. And then I also had them on my vest. These are gorgeous too. I love cute stitch markers, but I'll show you. These are you seeing those? These are cute little sheep. Aren't they just so adorable? Oh my god, so cute. She has like, they come in like a multicolour. And then these ones, and then this is like a little strawberry. This isn't by Mavis Castlemaine, but it's by another small business. I will put the link in the description down below. Everything you see here and everything I talk about, I will have a link down below. I'll have my Ravelry page link down below as well, where you can find all of the patterns and all of the projects I'm working on, as well as I have a Ravelry bundle with all size inclusive patterns in there as well if you want to check that out. So everything I mentioned will be linked down below. Every time I think this is going to be a short podcast, it ends up being longer than I think it is. And we're going pretty good. We're going pretty good for time. I feel like I'm flying through these. But I have one more sock to show you. I know. I promise I won't be all socks. I have one more sock to show you, and then I have some acquisitions. These I started and I kind of just put them away because I just didn't have the mental capacity to really continue on with them for the time being. However, they are very fun and I am very excited. So these are the Surf Wax socks by Summer Lee, and these are from her book, The Sock Project. I actually want to do a giveaway for my, hitting 1,000 subscribers, and I will be including the Summer Lee book in that. So keep your eyes peeled for when I announce the giveaway. I will have it on my Instagram. I'll have it in the next podcast episode, most likely. So yes, if you want to win that and some other fun prizes, stay tuned. Alrighty, so here is the sock. Here is the sock. Yay. So cute. So you can see that I've done the cuff, the leg, and then done the heel. And now I'm on to the kind of like the heel turn foot section. And it's just so cute. So the Surf Wax sock is a textured pattern sock. It's got these cool chevrons that are made from knits and pearls. It's got a stripy cuff, which is so cute. And then again, you can do like a slip stitch heel, whatever heel you want. I just did the slip stitch because that's what I'm used to. And I think it's so fun. I actually saw Sarah from Sarah Hand make these socks, and I thought they were so cute. And I've been like wanting to make them. So when she made them in this really fun color, I was like, I want to make some. So I did. Well, I started making them. I haven't finished them, obviously. But I started making them, and they're so cute. And I just love these colors. This color here is Woolworks Neon Lights in their sock base. And I've had this for so long. I actually had this in another project, but I wasn't living for that project. So I ended up frogging it using the yarn for this. And as soon as I saw that beautiful neon yellow color, I thought, oh my god, these will pair so well because you've got like neon speckles throughout the Neon Lights by Woolworks, and then this gorgeous, which ties in with this really cool neon yellow. And this neon yellow is the neon yellow from Lang Yarn's Jawoll, and it's just so bright. And then this is what the Neon Lights looks like. So those two together, oh, it's like a match made in heaven. So cute. So cute. You can see, oh, just ties in so well with those yellows. So, so exciting to use these. Like, I have had this for so long. I've had this for a year. That's so long for me because I've only been knitting for like almost 2 years now. So that's a long time for me. But yeah, so cute together. And one really cool thing about Lang Jawoll is that it comes with this nylon thread that you can use in the cuff and the toes so that you can add a bit more, longevity, so it doesn't wear out as much, so it's a bit more robust. And this time I actually did remember to use it. Didn't use it in the cuff because I feel like it's not as worth it there, but I have used it in the heel. Now it does make it very thick though, so I wasn't too sure at first because it does make it very thick and it is just nylon thread, so it's quite rough. But I'm hoping, because these are so cute and I plan on wearing these a lot, that it will be worth it. To give you a bit more information about the yarn, this Lang Yarns Jawoll is a 3-ply fingering. You get 210 meters per 50 grams. So these come in 50 gram balls. So these are really great for Colorwork because you don't have to buy a full 100 gram skein, and they're quite affordable. Like this was $11 Australian from Little Woollie. So I think that's a really good price. And 75% wool and 25% nylon. And then this is the Woolen Works, which is 80% merino, 20% nylon, and you get 400 meters per 100 grams. So also, if you're not familiar with Woolen Works, she's an Australian-based dye. She's actually in Melbourne, and she has really, really fun, cool colorways like this vest that I'm wearing now. This is made in her San Fran Flowers color. She has just really great ability to dye really fun yarns. And then I thought, because I just love coordinating, I love coordinating my nails, my knitting, I love coordinating my stitch markers, I love coordination. So I thought this really cute. You saw the sheeps before from Mavis Castlemaine, but there's another really cute orangey one, which is so cute, that matches perfectly with the oranges in this sock. And then here's the set that I bought them in. So really cute, really fun colors. And yeah, that's her logo there. Yeah, so check her out because she's got such fun. She also does earrings as well. She does brooches. She does a bit of everything. She's got some really cool stuff. If you keep seeing me look down, that's because my notes are down there. I'm trying my best to give you all the information because, especially when I feel like I'm speed running through everything, I forget and I leave out details, so I don't want to do that. Well, I try not to. Now we're getting into the acquisitions. I don't have heaps. Some I actually didn't buy myself. That was actually gifted to me by John's mum. So super, super grateful. But we'll start off with my latest acquisition, which is this beauty. So this is the Twisted Ambitions yarn sweet sock in the color Sunrise. It's this gorgeous, bright, orangey peach color. It's so bright. It's so neon. It's so beautiful. Oh, you can see it's so bright. You can see it's reflecting orange onto my face. That's crazy. I don't know if that's coming up in the camera, but you can see that. That's how bright this is. This is crazy bright. It's so beautiful though. So this is in sweet sock. Color is Sunrise. I'll show you there, and that's the brand there, Twisted Ambition Yarns. This is a 4-ply yarn. You get 323 meters per 100 grams, and they come in 100 gram skeins or hanks. And yeah, I've never used Twisted Ambitions yarn before, so I'm excited to start using this. Little Woollie is in Hastings stock this, and I've always seen it in there. Such beautiful colors, so bright, but never tried it before. But I really love this color. I've been kind of obsessed with this color. To give you an idea of how it compares to the Bolero from my other sock, you can see they're definitely in the same color family, but they are this is much brighter, a darker color. But I feel like Colorwork with these together would actually look so cute. But my intention was to do some sort of striped sock or Colorwork sock with the color of my nails, because I have some yarn in this color, and and this I think would look so fun. It would be like, reminds me very much like of a popsicle, like an ice cream summer popsicle, like melty and sweet and yum. So good. So that's the first one I got. Then I did some online shopping. So I've been really wanting to look at some more affordable yarns, definitely some, overseas yarns. And I also have been wanting to make something out of drops, because a lot of people use drops. I see a lot of people in the UK and in the US use it, and I want to just give it a go, but buying drops here in Australia is kind of expensive and it kind of gets pricey, even though it's like a cheap, affordable yarn. So I decided to head over to Wool Warehouse, because I've seen a couple of other podcasters order it from there, and see if it worked out cheaper. And it did. It worked out pretty affordable. So the Wool Warehouse is a good place to get drops. The first yarn that I got delivered, is Drops Air. So I really wanted to use this. This is Drops Air in the color Sweet Orchid 41. It's this beautiful like cool tone lavender purple. It's so pretty. It's like, oh my god, it's so delicious. So that's the tag there. I've been wanting to use this for ages. So many people have used Drops Air. There's so many projects, and I really wanted a light, fluffy, blown yarn to play around with. So I decided to get this one, and I've been wanting a gorgeous purple color, because I haven't made anything other than my memoration socks in purple, but I love purple. It's so pretty, and I think it looks nice with my skin tone, I must admit. I love pastels. So Drops Air is an Aran 10-ply yarn. It is 65% alpaca, 28% nylon, and 7% merino. You get 150 grams per, no, you get 150 meters per 50 grams. So they each come in 50 gram balls. And I bought 9. So I've got I'll lift it up. I've got quite a few in here. So you can see, that's all of the Drops Air I've got. So I've got quite a few, because that works out to be about 1,350 meters. So that's about what I need to make a sweater out of Aran weight yarn. And I have a few patterns in mind, and I've done a swatch already just to see how it looks, especially once it's blocked, because alpaca doesn't really, it's not as elastic as merino, but I think it looks pretty good. Like, it's not the cleanest stitch definition, but I think it's like really lovely and drapey and really light, like super light. Like, it feels like like air to me. Oh, I just realized it's called Dropped Air anyway. Anyway, bright moments with Ashley. Yeah, it's so pretty. I'm very excited to make something out of this, like a nice lacy sweater, something like pretty and light. I think that'll look really nice. Also, part of my order from the Wool Warehouse was some more drops, but this time it's the brushed alpaca silk. So this here, and I got this in the color Pink Sand 20, and this says that it's also an Aran weight. I don't know, an Aran weight 10-ply. I don't know how that works out. But it's it's alpaca silk essentially. Yeah. So it is 77% alpaca and 23% silk. They come in 25 gram balls. So you get 140 meters per 25 grams. And I got 13 of these. So enough for 1,820 meters. And it's this really interesting, like a pinky beige color. I honestly thought it looked a lot more pink, like a lighter pink in the pictures. I really thought that it was going to be like way cooler than this. It is very fleshy colored. Like, it's pretty much the color of my skin, which is definitely not what I wanted. It's a lovely color, don't get me wrong. It's like lovely and dusty, but it is definitely not the color that I wanted. It looks too close to my own skin tone. And my whole plan with this was to pair it with that really lovely Noro, and I knit up a swatch and I just hate it. Like, I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it. Oh, I don't want to hate it, but I really do hate it. I should have gone with a really pale pink. There's another pale pink they have there, but I thought, oh no, that's like too bubblegummy pink. I don't want that. Oh, I should have, because this is just like way too fleshy and it looks like my skin. Like I can't wear that or YouTube's going to think I'm naked. Yeah, and it really doesn't look good with the Noro. It just hides all the good qualities of the Noro. So I'm really sad because I don't know what I'm going to do with all this. There's like 1,800 meters of this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it all. Like, it's so pretty, but it just like does not suit my skin. Like, it just looks like, if I put it in front of my face, it looks like my skin. So I have no idea what to do with this. If any of you have any advice on what I can like pair it with or what I can make out of it, or it doesn't look like I'm wearing my own flesh, that would be great. Because I really like how soft it is. I really like how light it is. Like, granted, it's not the softest thing I've like ever felt, but just the color is totally wrong and totally just looks like flesh. Which is not good. It's not what you want. Alrighty, these two I didn't actually purchase myself. These were a gift from John's mum, which was really sweet. She and her husband, so John's mum and dad, have been traveling around Australia, and on their way back they stopped at Nundle Woolen Mills and they decided to get me some yarn, which was so sweet of them. So they actually called me, FaceTimed me when they were there to make sure that they got me some yarn that I wanted, because I weren't too sure. And what I did want, because I want to make, if you see, like I've got quite a lot of minis now, so I want to make a blanket or like a Stella quilt cushion or something, but I really wanted just a plain dyed natural cone. And so that's what they got me. So this is my first cone. I'm so excited. It's my first cone. And it is just like a natural undyed, it's 100% merino wool. I think there's about 400 grams here. Yeah, it's about 400 grams. So you get approximately 1,600 meters of fingering weight yarn. And I'm hoping this will be enough with my minis to make a really cool, like patchy, fun blanket. So super, super grateful to have that, because I feel like a plain merino cone is just something that's handy to have. Like, I feel like you can always use undyed yarn. And then they also got me this one. This is from Sheba Yarns or Sheba Yarns, and this is this really interesting kind of like tealy, like that kind of like interesting variegated yarn. This isn't like necessarily a color I would pick. It's quite dark and jewel toned for my liking. However, I think it'll be really good. I think I can, you know, use it for making things that I can gift out of that might be somebody else's color. But I got 3 of these, and these are 100% merino wool. They're 100 grams per ball, and it is 200 meters in a ball. So I've got about 600 meters of this. So easy, can make a beanie out of it, no worries. And it's soft. It actually kind of feels kind of silky. Like, yeah, it's got like a silky kind of texture to it. Yeah. So that is everything I've got for you today. Thank you so much for, you know, sticking around, watching this video, listening to me ramble. I love talking to you guys about everything knitting, and, you know, feel free to comment down below what you're currently knitting, or if you have any ideas for the yarn that I bought, or any sock patterns that you love. You know, I'm always up for a sock pattern. And like I said at the beginning of my video, you can follow me on my Instagram, which is smash.knits, where I give more regular updates. And then you can also go down in the description box below and find everything on Ravelry and find all of the links for everything I spoke about in this video. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'm super excited to get back into making videos for you guys. So yeah, have a great rest of your day. Good luck with all your knitting. And yeah, I'll see you soon.